We are back again with another account overview video. I feel like this is pretty appropriate given we're about to get Behemoth tier 4. It's been a couple months. I haven't been able to upload or really even be in the space of content creation or even really be much in the community, which is kind of saddies. Moving forward, I think and this is just for the people that really care about it, just skip ahead a little bit if you just care about the account overview. But in terms of what I'm going to be doing in the future, I think I'm going to be sticking to mostly streaming because it takes so long to make YouTube videos. It takes 3, 4, 5 hours sometimes, and I'd much rather instead be able to spend that time on stream and just hanging out. That's what I absolutely miss the most, is just hanging out with the community, raiding with y'all, talking, going over patch notes, talking about stuff upcoming, all that kind of stuff. So moving forward, when I am able to have that little bit of extra time that I can dedicate towards that, that's what I'm going to be doing, is streaming instead of making a lot of YouTube videos. So YouTube is going to be like kind of just like the side outlet for things like this every now and then. But yeah, guys, I think I'm almost at that point where I can start incorporating streaming back into my schedule, at least a little bit. So but anyways, moving on to the roster review, or the rosters accounts. If y'all have been following me for any length of time, y'all know that I have had several accounts, several rosters. I was running so many characters, getting crazy amounts of gold each week, and I was absolutely no-lifing for 3 or 4 months before, or leading up to Theamine, and I'm just not doing that anymore, right? It's just like, it's unsustainable. I started to not really have that much fun in the game, and so I've kind of gone back to those roots, just playing the game, enjoying it, and I'm playing a lot less comparatively. I only play like 6 characters now on my main roster basically, and if I have time during the week, then I'll play 2 other characters, which I'll get into in just a second. Let's go ahead, and without further ado, let's start out with the main roster. Let's get into it. Balthor Balls, here we go. We used to be Zosma. Unfortunately, now fortunately or unfortunately, we are now Balthor. I want to talk about just in general how I'm looking at my roster right now, especially going into tier 4, what the plans are, all that. And then I'll get into each individual character here. But these 5 are going to be my main 5 going into tier 4. And that's because even with the gunslinger changes in tier 4 with arc passive, they look so good, right? And they should have been in part of the game all along, in my opinion, because Peacemaker, it's such a cool class to play, but it does feel smudge at times for if you don't really like love it, right? And I'm kind of in that camp. I enjoy it, but I'm not like, oh yeah, I can't wait to log on to my gunslinger, right? And initially, when I made the switch to Peacemaker, back to Peacemaker, when they gave us free 5x3, I was like, dude, this is so sick. I'm so ready. I was so hyped. Like, all the qualities on my gunslinger are insane. They're all like high purples. It's all like really good. And she's kind of decked out, but I just don't love it. And so she's just kind of hanging out, and I'm not sure if she's gonna stay. I'm still do raids on her. She still has just building leap stones and honor shards. She's got like 5,000 leaps and 5 or 6 million honor shards. I mean, she's kind of chilling, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about the gunslinger yet, because if we get something like a Makoko Express plus the event that they just got in KR for the Hyper Awakening, it just makes it insanely giga easy, to take a character from 1540 if you use a pass or like an express pass to 1620 and beyond with that character. And I'm thinking I might make a Souleater for my main roster instead, because I really like playing Full Moon. I enjoyed Night's Edge a little. I enjoyed Night's Edge too, but not as much as I did Full Moon, because I have 5 other classes, and at the end of the day, this 6th class would be an alt, and I feel like I don't want to sweat that hard on Peacemaker going between 3 different stances every time I get on her, right? Even Time to Hunt, but Time to Hunt is like, it's just not as much fun. It's simpler, but not as much fun. And so if she's my main, I definitely, of course, I'd be keeping her, be going Peacemaker and just enjoying all the good QOL changes. But I think I'm going to make a Souleater instead and bring the Souleater up to tier 4. I think that's what I'm going to do. But as far as these other main 5 here, oh, Caramel Glaive. How Glaive years have fallen so far. Going into tier 4, they're trash. And same with Slayer. These are my top 2 for so long, guys. For so long. And now they are 2 of the worst classes that you can play. I just made Breaker, okay? And with this latest pass, I put everything, all my tradables, everything into them so you could get to 1623. And we know Breaker is going to be absolutely insane in tier 4, right? Super fun, looks crazy good. So obviously that's a big choice for why I want to bring him up there. Deathblade looks real sick. Doesn't really change that much, right? But gets just more powerful, cooler skills with the T skills and everything. So I'm looking forward to that. And my eventual goal is to have all 5 of these at 1660, right around Aegir release, or as close as possible to Aegir release on normal. Because that raid looks fun and it looks cozy, right? It looks comfy, and I'm really liking raids now that they've made them a little bit easier, a little more cozy. They've nerfed them a little bit. It's so much better, man. It's so much better. So yeah, but in terms of the Breaker, the Deathblade, and the War Dancer, I'm going in. All right, these 3 are going to be getting the tradables in T4. They're getting all of the extra mats, the chests, all that. My Glaive and my Slayer, well, my Glaive doesn't really need much to be 1660. She just needs to go to tier 4, right? So she's kind of big chilling. But my Slayer, she's definitely a last priority unless they make some type of quality of life change to the class, to Punisher, before then. And honestly, it's the same thing with Glaive. Like I don't really mind not doing top tier damage. That's not a big deal, but I want to have fun on the class. And right now, as it stands, these are both in a really weird spot. Pinnacle and Punisher, both are just very, very strange. They're super clunky. There's more shackles, if you will. I know the word's been thrown around a lot for tier 4, but yeah, there are more shackles on the class, and it doesn't seem as fun to play even as it does now. So I'm not really 100% looking forward to that. They definitely need to bring those changes, bring some balance, maybe even change how the class operates a little bit. I don't know, man, but they gotta do something. But as it stands, Breaker, Deathblade, and War Dancer are all looking nice in tier 4. So I'm gonna be kind of pushing more materials to them. I want to make sure that they get to 1660 as well, especially these 2, as quickly as possible. So I'm definitely more alt centered now instead of just honing just on my main. But guys, let's go ahead and get into each one of these characters. I know I was just yapping, but let's get into each character, see what I need to do, see where they are, see some horizontal progress, if there's any. Let's go ahead and jump on with Caramel Glaive. Oh my god, that's so good. All right, we're on board Caramel Glaive. 1613 spec. Just kidding. There's no, I don't think there's a pet buff down here in the Indigo Island. Anyways, all right, yeah, we're still rocking spec Swift Pinnacle, and it feels so good. I'm really hoping we can go spec Swift Pinnacle in tier 4, because spec grid just feels so bad, man. I'm not gonna lie, it just does not feel good. We're 10 gemmed out for the ones that matter. Now, in terms of these, I did have level 10 gems here on my blue skills, but what I did instead was I took the 10 gems from here, gave them to my Breaker because he's Brawl King, and I put 9s back on here. And the reason being is because these blue skills only make up 20%, absolute max 20% in a real raid scenario, and typically it's like really somewhere between like 11 to 16%. So downgrading from a 10 to a 9 is only going to result in me losing like 1 to 2% damage total, which is nothing. So I downgraded those to 9s, gave 10s to my breaker and instead of 9s, and for his damage, those two skills on Brawl King, they make up 60 to 70% usually of his damage. So that's a 6 to 7% increase in damage, which is really nice. It's a huge benefit over my Glaive having 10. So I just put those on him and we're big chilling. Maybe this will change when tier 4 comes around. I might maybe have to re-roll some of these to different skills, whatever. You know, it's no diff. There's not a big difference between 9s and 10s at the end of the day, especially in tier 4 when you transfer them. So whatever. But she's fully transcendenced out naturally. All my characters that are 1630 or above have full transcendence, full elixirs, of course. Everything's good to go. I don't even really think I need to re-roll these elixirs. They're pretty good. So I'm pretty solid. And of course, you know, looking over for this character as a whole, she's just getting leaps, and then I'm just gonna advance hone her as far as I can. I still have a plus 10 piece that I need to get, or 0 to 10 for advanced honing on her headpiece. But in terms of the other pieces, they're all level 10. Weapons 20, of course. Yeah, so we're kind of chilling on Glaive. But in terms of horizontal progress, guys, this isn't something I usually cover much. But that's because it hasn't changed at all. So going over here to the collectibles, I mean, we still have 7 out of 10 Omnio Stars. I need freaking Hermit, man. I need the Chaos Line one, and I need the Elgacia field boss. Okay, and I never do these field bosses. Now, the background, like the background, the character selection screen is so sick, but I just don't usually find myself saying, oh yeah, I have a little bit of time, let me just go do field boss. You know what I mean? It's just not really in me. Makoko seeds, I have 158, man. Like I just can't be asked. All right. My demon damage is pretty good. It's not amazing, but it is pretty good. Here's my damages. Oh, you can see them, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so here's my damages. I'm just working on beasts and demons slowly, but I know that there's more cards coming out, so I'm kind of saving as much card XP as I can. And you know, all the like purple selector packs and all that, just in case I need to. So I haven't really changed much with my cards. I have LOS 30. I have you know, all the pretty standard card sets that are maxed out, so that hasn't really changed much. Yeah, moving on board with the Slayer. All right, we're still rocking Punisher, as you can see. Y'all can see that, right? Yeah, of course. So Punisher, boom, here's her gems. We got 10 Bloodlust and then 9s on pretty much everything else that's important, and we're gonna keep that going into tier 4. There's no real reason to change them. We're gonna stay Punisher again. Hopefully they make some changes to that. Full Transcendence. Her elixirs are a little bit smudge. All right, she's got 40 set, but we've got like a 5/5 strength here on her shoulders. And I'd really like to get boss damage on here, but the problem is that it's a 5/5 piece, and that makes it, I'm pretty sure that's exactly 40. Yeah, so I'd have to roll better pants. I'd have to roll better pants and then a pretty good shoulder piece as well. Ideally, I should have definitely put this elixir, the 5/5 elixir, I should have thrown it on the chest. I really should have thrown it on the chest. I goofed. And you know what, that's okay, it'll be fine. It's not that much of a damage loss, especially considering Punisher is just not performing fantastic these days anyways, and definitely not in tier 4. But it is a little bit of a damage loss, and I'll eventually do that, but I'm not really rushing any elixir changes right now because elixirs are changing. I think that there's going to become a surplus of like free elixirs, and it's just going to be kind of a standard thing. So I don't really want to spend gold to change these, especially to min-max them. So I'm just going to use free elixirs to do so. Yeah, that's where we're kind of looking on Slayer, but we're big chilling for now. And again, we're honing as we get leaps. I'm not using any tradable leaps on my Slayer or my Glaive. Those are only going to my War Dancer, my Breaker, and my Blade. Speaking of which, I didn't even mean to do that. Let's get on board with the War Dancer. We play ISO, okay, and we enjoy it a lot. You know, she's big chillin'. ISO's looking really nice in tier 4. Little 3 spender actions going on. I think that's the meta. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm just having a lot of fun with War Dancers. The gems, okay, we're looking pretty good on gems. We've got a 10 on Azure Dragon and then 9s on everything else that matters. The 10s here are just for the rotation currently. I don't know if that's going to be necessary going forward into tier 4 when our passive is turned on. I don't know what gems I'll need for the smoothest rotation as far as that's concerned, but we'll see when we get there, and then we'll, you know, adjust accordingly. But one thing I wanted to make sure of is that everyone was pretty solid on gems going into tier 4. I didn't want to have to buy any gems. Like, I don't want any of my characters with like level 8s or level 9s on their biggest damage skills. I want them to definitely have 10s and then 9s on their like accessory skills, but that's how most of my characters are. You know, like War Dancer obviously is her dragon's her biggest skill. She got a 10 gem. Slayer, Bloodlust, 10 gem. My Breaker is 2, really is only 2 damage skills, 2 10s. Blade, 10 Surge gem, which we'll get into in just a second. So, you know, I wanted them to be pretty stacked on that. In terms of transcendence and everything, we got max trans, we got pretty dang good elixirs. I'm definitely not going to be touching these for a while, or if ever. We got good elixirs here, really solid elixir on his shoulder, 4/4 attack power strength on chest, good elixir for the pants, and a really good elixir for her gloves. There's no shot that I'm going to be trying to min-max these anytime soon. And I absolutely love these gauntlets, or these weapons, by the way. These are so sick. I think the glow is really nice, and if we can change the glow to any glow we've unlocked on any character, which I'm not sure if that's how it works, or if you just get the option to change your glow for whatever you've unlocked on this character when we finally do get that update, then I'm definitely going to be using that to give my character some more drip, if you will. I think that's really cool that you can change the color now to any other glow that you've had in the past, but I really like these, and you can't really see them when the glow is on, so I keep it off. I think it's kind of classy looking. But yeah, she's big chilling. We're going into tier 4. She's plus 10 on all of her armor pieces and plus 20 weapon, so she's pretty much done. We might get 1 or 2 more armor pieces to 20 or advanced honing level 20 before she gets to tier 4 in October. Moving on to Nubla, the most recent character that I've made in my roster, and probably the most broken. Now, in terms of pure looks, all right, Nubla is without a doubt, he has without a doubt earned his name. All right, he is the flashy Legion commander. Look how good this guy looks, bro. I mean, look at the outfit this man is put together. All right, skins are the end game of Lost Ark. All right, I don't care what anyone says. I freaking love this dude, man. All right, so moving on, we got gems. We got 2 10s on the big skills. Definitely not going to need to change that. I am curious though, while I'm on this subject and I'm looking at all these event gems, because a lot of my characters have event gems or the solo shop gems that are like level 7s, and I don't know how that's going to work. I need to ask a Stremmer from KR or something, but I'm not sure if you can transfer these and they just stay bound. They just stay where they are. You can't like fuse them or anything, of course, but you can transfer them to tier 4. And if that's the case, then I'll just, of course, keep these and they're not really going to change. But if you can't, then I'm going to have to definitely start not selling all the level 7s that I make from doing chaos dungeons and such. That is something I will figure out soon and then act accordingly. But we have non-maxed trans, of course, only 1623, and we don't have the update for Theomine in the Transcendence, so that if you do it on normal, that you can max your trans. As soon as that update comes, I'm going to be maxing trans on him and of course on my blade, and that is going to make normal Theomine an absolute joke, by the way. Along with the transcend or the elixir changes, you can get 40 set elixirs and be doing normals, bruh. it's going to make the raids so cozy for 1600 to 1620. It's going to be ridiculous. Or 1600 to 1630, excuse me. Any raids that you do, it's going to be so much more cozy. But we're max trans for now. All right, but the elixirs on him are, they're kind of like my slayers. So we got a decent, we got an 8-piece here for the headpiece. We have a 7 for the gloves. But the pants, we got a 4-2. And so again, we're looking at the situation where it's like an awkward chest and shoulder piece. Now, at least we have strength stagger on the chest, and we have strength at least on the gloves or on the shoulders, but we really need a 7 or 8 piece on the pants, and of course an 8 piece on the pauldrons or the shoulders. I am at 41 now, so I have a little bit of wiggle room. All right, but again, I just don't really feel like it's worth to spend gold to try to change these, and silver to try to change these right now, because we're going to be getting a lot of free ones, and who knows what other changes to elixirs they might make in the future. I mean, they've made so many now, it's like, bruh. I'm not going to rush it, but I am definitely going to prioritize my breakers min-max elixirs over my slayers for now. And so, yeah, but he's looking pretty good. The qualities are solid. I've had so many quality taps, like the free taps, and he just did not get too lucky. He's definitely had average luck. And so I would love for him to have a purple weapon at least, but I mean, that's the way it goes, right? But yeah, so we're chilling. We're using bound leaps and unbound leaps to get his advanced honing up. I would love to get him his other 4 pieces here to +10 advanced honing, which we will likely do. It probably isn't going to be too much of an issue, but doing that is going to really help propel him to 1660, or make it much easier, because he'll be like 1630, and then we'll just transfer gear over. He'll be 1650, and then we just got to hit like what, 12 hones, 10 or 12 hones to get to 1660, and he'll be ready for normal Aegir. So no big deal on that. So that's how I'm trying to set everyone up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the breaker. Dude, he is so fly. Good lord, look at this man. Bro, he's kind of sexy. All right, sorry. Anyways, all right, moving on to the blade. Let's get some blade action here. Along with the breaker, I'm really liking my blades outfit. This thing is so sick, man. I really like this. I likely will not be switching this for a while. I haven't really seen any of the future skins in KR that I'm just like waiting for to switch out. So engravings, we're rocking Surge. I think I'm gonna try RE in tier 4, but right now I don't really have much of an interest in it. I really just love playing Surge. I really enjoy it. Every single time I get on my blade, I'm like, all right, it's time to sweat, baby. I put my headband on and everything. I get in. But in terms of gems, okay, we got a level 10 Surge gem, level 7's everything else. I might try to upgrade these to 9s in terms of Blitz Rush and Blade Dance, and I know that getting some extra level 9 cooldowns would be nice, but really it's not going to affect the playstyle of the class too much. Okay, so it's definitely not a priority right now. Right, with my gold, I'm trying to just stack as much gold as possible, because I want to have enough gold to do my weapon transcendence for everyone, and then have any gold left over to also be honing in tier 4, and to buy any extra gems or anything like that I might need. And then of course, in the future, we're going to be buying accessories and all that. So I'm trying to stack as much gold as possible. That way I can just have it at my disposal if I need. So I'm not really too concerned with upgrading her gems, of course, as the 10 Surge takes care of most of her damage as a whole already. But she's Surge. I have too much fun playing this class, and she has full transcendence for now for what she can have, and then she's got also pretty good qualities. I haven't been able to get her weapon any higher though, and she's been a little bit unlucky as well. And I won't say unlucky, I guess this is probably average. A high blue is likely average for most people. So she's got average luck like my breaker in terms of the weapon strength, but her elixirs are not too bad. She's got 2 4/4s, chest and pants here, which I'm probably going to keep when the transit or the elixir changes come and we start getting legendary elixirs for everything. Then I will, go ahead and start replacing some of these. I might not replace this one though. It is a 4/3 for the gloves, so it really depends on how the elixirs are turning out, but I would love to just be able to get 4/4 here and then maybe a 5/4 on the shoulders, or maybe I don't know. We'll see how elixirs go. You never really know what's going to happen. There's still a lot of RNG, so we'll just play it as it comes. Okay, we have 4,200 leaps and we've only used like 700 or 800 to go from 1610 to 1616 essentially, which was 2 weapon hones because she's plus 19 weapon, and then 2, 3, well, all of her armor to plus 18. I didn't realize that they were all 18. That's nice. So I just have to get all armors to plus 19, so 5 more hones. Okay, and on average it typically costs from 1610 to 1620 4k stones. All right, I've only spent like 700, and that is because of the absolute giga books, the big boy books, the ones I'm talking about that we got with the last event and that were in the event shop as well, that give you hella percentage on plus 18 and plus 19 hones, or yeah, I guess when you're plus 17 and plus 18 hones. And that's what I'm waiting for now. I'm waiting for the October event on September, I believe it's September 11th, when Behemoth comes, and I'm just going to be buying those books first off, just immediately, to try to get my Deathblade to 1620. That's that first week, because she's got all the mats that I need and that she needs. She's big chillin', just needs to get to 1620, but waiting 2 weeks, or not even 2 weeks, about a week and a half, and then getting those books and saving the amount of gold that I will save is much more than if I just blank hone her with no honing books to 1620 right now, unless I just get absolutely insanely lucky, which I don't want to bank on me getting lucky. It's gonna actually net me more gold doing that, just waiting and using the books on that release week. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And then of course from there we'll be able to do Kindred Normal, and we're going to be getting some advanced honing. We'll do her weapon first, and hopefully 2 of these pieces pretty much immediately. We'll definitely be able to get a weapon and 1 piece, but we'll see. 1 piece. We'll see if we can get the 2 piece or 2 armor pieces as well. We'll just have to see how it goes, but I'm definitely going to be using some tradables as well. And yeah, that's what we're looking at on the Deathblade. And then like I said, for the 6th character, I'm probably going to be using the Makoko event on a Souleater, and then the Path event that they get later, the Hyper Awakening event, I'll probably be using that on a Souleater as well. But that's pretty much like the biggest part of my plans, what each character is looking like. I do have a Souleater over on my Lutera roster though. I know if y'all been watching me for a while, I have multiple rosters, and I'll just talk about this real quick. So getting on board here to my 2nd roster, these characters are pretty much non-existent. I don't even get on them except to hold cards, because I don't want to unlock any more cards in the card book, and her storage is max. Even though my Souleater is kind of nice, like I'm not gonna lie, she's got 35 set, like she's got, well, I did strip her of some gems, so she's just got event gems right now, but she's got 35 set, she's got really good quality, everything like that. So I do play her quite often, but yeah, she's got 35 set, which is wild. She still gets denied from like all kinds of groups, but low roster level. I guess it seems kind of sus, but we got the DD 30, but 35 elixir set, come on guys. Well, obviously I gotta know what I'm doing here, but yeah, I still play my Souleater. I wish, and they did mention, okay, with Ignite servers, that they're going to be able to server transfer. So depending on how good the event is, and comparing that to the Ignite servers as well, it might be an Ignite server angle transfer over to the main roster if you can do that. Now, I'm not sure what the stipulations of transferring over are going to be, but if I can transfer from a brand new Ignite server to an existing server with already characters on it, like my Balthor server, then that's what I'll likely do, because I'm sure that the event plus the extra stuff that's going to be there is going to be even more juice than the standard event that we'll get on the legacy servers. Now, if you cannot do that, if you cannot transfer a character from Ignite servers to an already established server, it's like gotta be like a brand new server with 0 characters on it or something like that, which seemed kind of silly to me for them to even go through the go through everything and make that a stipulation and a rule. Seems kind of silly that they would even waste their time on that. Like, just let them transfer to whatever server you want, you know. It seems like that would be take less time. But anyways, if that happens, then of course I'll still just make a Souleater with the standard event and then the Hyper Awakening boost, and she'll be up to tier 4 in no time. So that's what we're kind of looking like, guys. I do have also another account, just one breaker on there, and he gets all the events and everything. We'll go ahead and hop on to real quick and just kind of showcase him. Here we are on the other account, and as you can see, we got Sosma Ball Breaker here. We have definitely not Dubla and Balthor Ball Breaker here, or Balth Ball Breaker. I made him with this last account, or this last event, but the event was not as juiced as the previous event was, with the event plus the path event going along with it. So it was definitely going to cost me a lot more gold to bring up this breaker to 1600, so I just decided not to. I didn't really feel like investing that much time. These are just alts that I enjoy playing, and this is actually my first breaker, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to make one on my main roster, so I made them on this alternate account. It's my wife's Steam account, so I could just play and have some fun and try them out. And you know, I just really enjoyed playing him so much that I made one on my main roster. And it's kind of a shame, because this breaker's qualities are just insane. I mean, they're so good, right? They're all hella purple. Got 94 weapon. We got 35 set on him, and I'm on my chaos build right now, but we also, okay, we've used the last 2 events on him. So I have these boxes, right? I have these boxes at 1605 and then at 1610. I believe there's a 1610 box in here as well, right? Plus we have these books. These expire on the 25th though of September. However, from the event we have all of these honing books as well, and these are the big boy ones, the big boy ones, okay? All the ones that are time sensitive to October 23rd though, okay? And in my opinion, I feel like we're definitely going to be getting some type of express or event or something before then. Depending on how it is, what it is, how it works, I'll likely be using that on him, and I will probably take him up to 1620 and then into tier 4 as well. Because it'll be so much cheaper. I mean, as you can see, I got 150k gold over here, got 3 million shards. We're kind of chilling, and yes, I will likely never have Light of Salvation 30 on this character. Deep Dive 30 is still pretty comparable and pretty good, and at the end of the day, there's a lot of difference in skill diff, hands diff, all kinds of diffs. Plus, Breaker's a little bit broken, so it's kind of a no diff, if you feel me. So yeah, we're likely going to be bringing him up at some point, and I don't mind that. I mean, Breaker is super fun, and here soon I'm going to be able to be playing a little bit more, especially like on stream, and so I want to have more characters to play at the in-game raids, or at least very close to in-game, with everyone else. This game is still fun, guys. I still have fun with the raids. I still have fun with the combat. I still have fun with all this stuff. And while the game is not perfect by any means, there's definitely some things that they need to change, as well as I feel like in general, they need to stop releasing things in a broken state that people, as soon as it gets released, people already hate it, you know, and then they have to go fix it 3 times. Like, surely in development, when they're thinking about these things, they know that people are going to hate this and really not enjoy it or see these flaws. I think they need to just release it much closer to a finished product the first time. You know, kind of like elixirs. Like, how many times do they change elixirs and transcendence because people sit there and complain about it because it's not fun, and it literally is a wall that make people quit, right? Those things need to change. They need to do a better job on that for sure, without a doubt. But you know, at the end of the day, I still like playing the game, and so that's why I play it. You know, I'm still free to play, I guess you could say, or well, here we go. I still have not spent any money on the game to get gold. I've spent money in the game. I bought character slots, so I do get a little bit of extra silver from doing like lopang dailies every now and then on my main roster. I do run some chaos dungeons sometimes when I need a little bit extra silver on those other 6 characters. So it does help me like that. So, you know, am I free to play? I don't know. You tell me, man. But I've never spent money on the game to get gold. I've never RMT'd, used any bots or anything like that. You know, I genuinely enjoy playing the game. In most aspects of the game, I do enjoy. And I especially enjoy the people that I play with and playing with the community and everything like that. So it's just a good time, right? But that's pretty much everything for my rosters. Oh my goodness. I did not keep this short and concise. So hopefully you had some content to just put on your side screen and just chill, because that's exactly what this is. As always, guys, I'm looking forward to seeing you all out here in Arcasia. I still see people that say, hey, are you Dubla or Dubla or whatever, you know, and you know, they say hi and they're nice, and I love it. So if you see me out here in the Arcasia world, say hi. I'm gonna say hi right back. It's always a joy. It makes my day. But guys, that's pretty much everything for the video. I hope y'all have an absolutely fantastic day. I can't wait to start streaming again and you know, being more in the community than I have been in the last couple of months. But I'm still here. I'm big chilling, guys. So yeah, I hope you have a fantastic day. Don't forget to say hi back. Leave me some hearts in the comments. Okay, or some middle fingers if you just don't like me. I don't know, man. But yeah, that's everything. Bye-bye.